Hey there. Hope wherever you all are, who's listening today or tomorrow or the next day, that you're in a good space. It's been a bit challenging. I'm watching for other people, and it can be challenging on the inside or on the outside. Either way, usually if it's challenging on the inside, something's showing up on the outside to show you what that looks like. I'm out here outside. I decided it's such a beautiful day that I would be out here recording, and it's green and nature. She's with me. She's kind of making music along with me in what I have to say. There's probably going to be some planes going over and some dogs barking, maybe some neighbors yelling or dogs getting in an argument somehow, or music, but it's all part of, what's going on, what's happening. So I figured that's okay. We'll just hear it and there'll be background noise. I am preparing to say something that's, I think, pretty profound. It has been for me. And may I say it in a way that others can hear it, that would be helpful and it would be of value. It has to do with the concept of forgiveness. There is, in conflict, it's hard to imagine in those moments when we're raging at something we don't like, someone we don't like, someone who's caused us ill, someone who's hurt us, for us to get to a place of forgiving them. And it doesn't happen easy. It usually happens in a variety of ways, but sometimes through grace. Just suddenly you're struck by a feeling that you do forgive this person ultimately. It sometimes can take many years. I think the path of forgiveness of others, though, really, at the deepest level, there goes a plane. I forgive you for interrupting my voicemail, my podcast, is when we forgive ourselves. And that may be the hardest one. It's harder than all the rest, I think. Yeah. Because when we do forgive ourselves, when we forgive all of it, everything, forgiving others comes naturally. It's just what happens. It's what flows out of self-forgiveness. It's forgiveness of everything, of ever been happened to you by anyone else. And I'm getting there. I think I've landed there in a way. And the story is it's simple, actually. I mean, many twists and turns, like all good stories. But as a child, like most of us, I had hard things happen to me, difficult circumstances. My parents were doing the best they could, and that best wasn't good for me as a little girl. And I took on a lot of conditioning, and I've adopted many of the abusive patterns of neglect and intolerance for feelings that my parents perpetrated, because they didn't know any better, because they were wounded too, they hurt too, so they were doing what their parents did to them. And so I became my biggest critic, abuser. I learned to suppress my emotions constantly, rather than just feel them, tune into them, contact them, let them know they could happen, let them know they were okay. I pushed them down. I told them I didn't want to hear them. I was busy. I felt often like I was not doing the right thing, if I could just be enough, if I could just be more. So I pushed myself. Never good enough. never good enough, never good enough. And kind of abusive in that way, Boy, a lot of inadequacy stories told by me, about me. Neglect. My father was not around, and so I learned to not value taking care of me. He didn't do it, so I learned not to do it. So all these habits of mine came from what my environment was at the time. And I didn't start out that way. None of us do. But I had caregivers who weren't prepared to show up in the way that I needed. So I took on bad habits. And I lived a lot of life, and I did a lot of damage because I believed things about myself that were not true. And stories of self-neglect and self-abuse and not listening, not feeling my emotions. And then I perpetrated that on other people through trying to fix everything, not just bear witness, trying to make everything right, not just to let them be who they are, what they are. Yeah. So fast forward to now, I look back and I see that everything that happened, the whole set of chapters, the whole novel, from start to finish till now, all the tragedy, all the absurd tragedy, big dramas, big breakups, big betrayals, having relationships, my most recent one that I perceived as being some kind of trying to perpetrate some harm on me. Well, turns out it's just me, all of it. A grand theater unfolding for me to work out all the places, see in me. I didn't always do it, but looking out and seeing all that trouble as trouble that just came from inside me. And every time I met with it on the outside, someone showed up that seemed to be wanting to do me harm. I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as they were villains. I didn't take the opportunity to look at it and say, what's that trying to point to? What's that telling me about something that is going on in here, that's true in here, that's real in here, that I might be doing to myself, my shadow? I didn't do that for a long time. Most of my life. I made everybody else wrong. And in this most recent chapter, this last year, I started to do that again, and then I realized it was a trap. I'd always be stuck in the victim, being a victim of my external circumstances. And I didn't want to do that anymore. And I realized that all these people in my life, they're just angels. They're all trying to point me to something, which is to come home and take responsibility for all of that. All of that. Take responsibility and see that I'd done it. And I was the only one who could forgive me for doing it. It wasn't about me forgiving other people for what they did. I did it. I shaped that reality. I didn't do it as a little girl, but as I got older, I had choices. We all do. That's what we have as grown-ups, choices. Now we can stay as little people, children, and continue to believe that something is happening to us and we are the victim of it. Or we have a choice to start going back and going, I was conditioned to do harm to myself. And these bad things that are happening to me now are as a result of my psychological programming. And I can do something about that. I can start seeing it for what it is and recognizing that I got to love this thing, take care of it, take care of this precious creature that is you, this bundle of love that is you, that is all of us, that just learned some bad habits. And we got to forgive them for doing that. But we can't get to that forgiveness of them until we do it for ourselves. The story, the great unfolding, all those chapters, I can see it now as beautiful. Beautiful. What a beautiful journey that was. All the trials to end up here. To end up here. The beauty of all the partners in it. And the times I fell down. And the times I rose in love and felt gratitude for all of it. And the wonders and the adventures and all of that. It's all together. It's all together, and it's a beautiful story. And when I see it as beautiful, when I see the beauty in it, and I do see it. I see that I am always, I had nothing to forgive. I was just a soul coming down, doing what I needed to do to learn how to express myself more fully for who I really am. And that would be home finally, where it was safe from me. Home, turns out, the safest place there is inside you when you're not hurting yourself with ideas and pushing and driving and expectations for you to be something you're not. Yeah, that's home. So, it's a little longer this time. We're up at 12 minutes, but I thought it was okay. There's a magic in these numbers. And it's a story that I want to keep telling. I have a feeling that I want to start sharing more about my path to forgiveness, self-forgiveness of me. Because I think that's a way forward. And we're not all going to do it. But I tell you what, it's changing my life. It's changing everything about it. It's changing how I breathe, how I see the light, changing how I perceive other people, how I respond to danger, how I respond to hardship. I find it so much easier on my body and my mind and my emotions because I'm home. I'm home. I'm not running from something. I'm not running from the something in me that I didn't want to feel. So I hope you take this in at a time that's good for you. And just know that I know how hard this is to do. I don't underestimate the challenge at all. No, I don't. I know it's hard, but it's worth every bit of inclination, effort, desire to find this forgiveness for ourselves. It's worth every bit. So, sending all my love. I hope this lands well. Be well. And I'll talk to you real soon.